Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be going over the use of condenser and dynamic microphones for Twitch streaming. Now the choice of either using a condenser or a dynamic microphone is dependent on your use case. My goal here is to help you guys choose which one is best suited for you, and I'm going to do that by comparing each type of microphone and go over its features and subtle nuances. And the equipment I'm going to use here is the Rode Podmic, the Rode NT1A, and I'm going to run that through a Focusrite Scarlett Solo 3rd gen. And for the Podmic, I'm going to run that through a Clark Technic CM1 mic boosters, just so that it gets 25 dB of clean gain. Please note that this is not going to be an in-depth comparison. I'm not going to bring up any graphs or anything like that. This is just going to be me using the microphones in a stream setting, so please keep that in mind. And I'm also not an audio expert, so a lot of these things that I'm going to be saying here in this video is subjective and my opinion. And so now we're using a condenser microphone. This one in particular is the Rode NT1A. Condenser microphones require 48 volt phantom power, and it comes in two form factors. You can either get it in USB or XLR. Do keep in mind that if you do choose to go XLR, you'll need an audio interface or a mixer. Compared to dynamic microphones, condenser microphones have the best audio quality. They're also very sensitive, and because of that, they cannot deal with high sound pressure levels like the dynamic microphones can. They also pick up a lot more detail than dynamic microphones and pick up a wider range of frequencies. And because they're so sensitive to sound, streamers can have them out of frame. But do keep in mind that you'll have to increase the gain, and also your microphone will pick up a lot of things in between if it's a good distance away from your mouth. Condenser microphones are best in a studio environment or in a treated room because they will pick up a lot of things in the room. So if you're streaming, it'll tend to pick up keyboard noise, mouse clicks, computer fans, AC hums, and basic room ambience. Again, this also depends on how you have your microphone set. If you have your gain set up pretty high, then it'll pick up a lot of those things a lot louder. And because it picks up a lot of things, this is why I wouldn't recommend it for gaming, especially if you have a very clicky keyboard or a very noisy room. But I would recommend condenser microphones for singing streams or music streams, or even just chatting streams, as long as there isn't a lot of sound sources in the scene. So now I'm using the condenser microphone, mashing all the buttons here, picking up everything, jumping. You should be able to slightly hear my keyboard noise, but it's important to note that using the proximity effect will help you reduce the noise that your microphone hears. So the closer you have it to your mouth, the better it is not picking up anything else. It's good to keep in mind that the further away your condenser microphone is away from your mouth, the more it's likely to pick up other things in between. Now you should be able to hear my keyboard slightly, but not as much. And because my microphone is closer to my mouth, I don't have to put in as much gain for my microphone to hear me. And yeah, this is what it sounds like with a condenser microphone close to your mouth. And now we're on the dynamic microphone. You'll need an audio interface to run this, or a compatible audio interface mixer. You might also need a mic booster to drive this microphone. This is so that you have your gain settings at a reasonable level. Usually dynamic microphones are cheaper than condenser microphones. They're also more resilient than condenser microphones. This means that they can take a beating. They have good audio quality, but not as good as a condenser microphone. And because it relies on sound pressure levels, dynamic microphones have to be pretty close to the sound source, and it doesn't pick up everything like the condenser microphone does. And because of these shortcomings, it's actually the best option for streamers who have untreated rooms or they have a noisy environment. And it's also good for people who don't want to capture like their keyboard noise or mouse clicks when they're streaming. And this is the microphone that I would recommend for streamers that game on mechanical keyboards, just so that it doesn't capture each time the streamer presses a key. And now I'm using the dynamic microphone, the Rode Podmic. I'm mashing all the buttons. You should faintly be able to hear the keyboard, but not as, it shouldn't be as loud. Here's the mouse click. I don't think that'll even be audible at all. I don't know what this will sound like because I'm not monitoring myself at the moment. But you shouldn't be able to hear a lot of the keyboard noise at all. So yeah, this is what it would sound like if you were to stream with this particular mic, the Rode Podmic, and basically with any other dynamic microphones out there. And with that, that's all I have for now. Hopefully this gives you an idea of what a condenser and a dynamic microphone does in a stream setting. And hopefully I'm able to help you choose based on the particular use case. And if you like content like this, I would appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Jairai. Thank you for watching. Bye.